Dawn, it seemed like East Carolina really made a concerted effort to double Chloe in the post, kind of bump her around. How do you think she handled that? I mean, she ended up scoring 14, but how do you think she handled it in the first half?
I just thought that I think Chloe has to make adjustments because, I mean, right now I think she's our leading scorer. So, I mean, she's got the target on her back as far as the scouting report. I think once she sees how they're guarding her after that first possession, she probably needs to just kind of make them forget about her a little bit and then come back. Sometimes it does a defense good to think that you're not going to be as aggressive as you've been, especially when you miss. I think she missed 2 layups in the beginning of the game. I mean, I think she started pressing a little bit, and she'll adjust. I'm not worried about Chloe.
Would you say that's kind of what you've been looking for from Sanaya? And just in general, could you talk about seeing so many different players produce on offense today?
Yeah, I mean, the more that we're able to be aggressive and score the ball at multiple positions, the better we're going to be as a team. I think overall, if we just make layups, I mean, we missed a lot of layups, just layups. And I think when we miss those type of shots, we have a tendency to press just to see one go in. By then, we've missed 10 more. So it's a really young team, young. I mean, they're experienced, but they're playing a different position, especially our bigs are playing a different position or a different role. And sometimes it's going to take more than, 4 games or 5 games or 10 games to settle in. I mean, if I'm a big on this team, I probably don't know when I'm going to play, but if I play well, I know I can see extra minutes. So that's just the way it is. But I thought Kima came in and did her job. I mean, she sat for 34 minutes and she finished it, and she finished it well. So, we're just trying to figure out how to get the ones that are at the end of the bench, the Adeles and the Kimas and the Miriams, just getting them more game experience. So, Breezy's so loud. So we're not starting from scratch if we actually need them to perform. But I didn't answer your question. Yes, we need Fagan to play the way she's playing. Like, she's got to be solid. She's got to be great defensively. She's got to be solid offensively. And she's got to just be active. I mean, her activity, her experience, Fagan knows what to do. Whether or not she's going to do it on any given day, it's going to be on her.
You made kind of a full line change there in the third quarter, and then flipped it back a few minutes later. It's not something.
Well, y'all sleep? Like, cause I was falling asleep with that first group. I mean, it's hard. Like, it's hard.
Okay.
I thought they. I know what you're talking about, but it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. The energy wasn't there. The effort wasn't there. They were controlling the tempo of the game, and we just played the same way, like yo-yo the ball across. And sometimes you got to put it on the floor and go beat it. Just go change the energy in the building. So, I mean, I don't know if it was any better. I think the second time after our starters went out there was a little bit better.
Dawn, it does seem like you're mixing and matching and trying to find the right combos that work. But the depth of this team, everybody who played scored, that's got to be a positive this early in the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're talented. There's no doubt about it. We're talented. It's how we figure out what group works well together, and we're struggling with it. We're not playing bad, but we're struggling with combinations. So we'll just continue to try to find it on any given day. It could move from game to game, but we certainly need more. We need more from Ash. I think Miriam is getting better with more time. She's getting better. Adele needs more time. Like, she really needs more time just to knock the rust off. But we don't have a lot of time. If she's not playing well, we got to get somebody else in there. I think she knows the ropes. Everybody knows the ropes. If you're playing well, we're gonna play you extended minutes. If you're not, we got to get somebody else in.
Coach, after the Coppin State game, you talked about some of these veterans underperforming, saying one of the reasons could be that WNBA pressure. And Breezy just kind of told us a little bit about the conversations that she's had with you, the emotional conversations. Just to give me some insight on what those conversations are like and how do you think she's handling herself now?
I mean, they're just like you're pressing. I mean, it's not, you get straight to the point. Like, relax. You got to take the shots. You got to take the shots that you take in practice without getting sped up. If you're taking your normal, your normal, like, catch and shoot shot, she's good. Like, she's more than efficient. When she gets sped up and start shooting faster, all the motions are faster, she's not very efficient. It's simple. Like, the shots that she took today were perfect shots for her. So she was 2 for 4. I mean, if she can be 2 for 4 for the rest of the season, increases her chances of being a pro, increases her stock. So she just plays like she plays today, which was great on both sides of the basketball. I think she'll get a lot more confident and a lot less pressing in situations that doesn't really cause for her to press, because shot clock's good. She's playing with floor spacers. Like, she's going to have the space to do some things out there. She just has to exhale.
Two questions for you, Dawn. First, when a game gets as lopsided as it does, as quickly as it does that make it more difficult for you to kind of assess the things you want to assess, or does that change anything?
No, it's a perfect time for us to make sure our habits are being played out. And it's a really hard time for them to stay in the habits because the score is so lopsided. I'm only looking at habits. I'm only looking at, we're not, obviously we're going to win the game. Okay, so we're looking at, so we got Clemson on Wednesday, we got UCLA after that. Like, who can actually do what we need them to do if the game is tight? They know we're evaluating from that standpoint because that's what we talk about. So it is who can do it, who can't do it. And we have to evaluate in those instances because it builds great habits or not.
Gotcha. And second question, how much easier is coaching Sunday knowing the Birds already won?
I mean, I was relieved. Like, I can just coach and not have my mind occupied.
To your point about figuring out the right combinations out there, what are you seeing from a communication standpoint, rotation to rotation, and what do you want to see improve?
I mean, this team is a tight team. Like, they're not very instances where, there's no communication. It could be miscommunication. I just want us to play a little more fluid offensively. Defensively, I think we're getting better. Like, we're getting better. I know we had some lapses, but I mean, there were some people playing the type of post defense we needed to play, and if they didn't, they made the adjustment. So that's always a good sign. We just need more time together, and we need more games. I mean, we're practicing and we're doing a pretty good job in practice, but when you make the transition to game day and all the external things that are happening, it makes you lose your concentration, makes you do some things that you wouldn't do in practice. So it's that. We just got to get tighter as a team.
You touched on the defense a bit there, but at the beginning of the game, you forced 5 turnovers on the first 5 possessions. I think they missed their first 5 shots. What did you see from your team coming out with early energy on the defensive end?
I mean, we're constantly talking about getting off to quicker starts. You could do that on both sides of the basketball. You can pressure for turnovers, or you can get out in transition offense and push and create advantages and score. I thought we got off to a good start, and then there was a lull where I think it was like 7-0 for a long time, and our defense was good, but our offense is stagnant. So we got to put it out. We should have probably been up by at least 20 at that point with the type of shots that we were getting. But, you know, the layups, they kill us. They kill us. The layups kill us when we miss multiple layups. Now, I don't mean to keep bringing this up, but Camilla's a 60% shooter, you know, probably higher than that with layups. So we're missing that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Thank you.